Power is taken. Why? Because there's violence. Now, who started the rumor of an alleged coup in the country? As always in Nigeria, we wake up and there's some sort of rumor going around. Now, this time it is a very serious rumor because it's about an alleged coup. A report from Sahara Reports has been circulating for some time, and it's about a possible plot by some members of the Nigerian army to stage a coup. What? According to the reports, an elite military unit involved regarding the president were the ones who are being mobilized to carry out this rumor coup. This is a really bold statement. It is a sensitive report to send out through a media outlet with such a wide reach. First of all, do you guys believe this rumor? Comment down below. Does anything indicate that a coup is possibly going to be happening anytime soon? Personally, no, in my opinion. A coup is not something to joke with, especially in a democratic system of government. Now, a lot of people seem to be kind of fantasizing about this military rule in Nigeria, and I don't know where or why they think there's anything to fantasize about it. I believe that for the people that are fantasizing about it, they don't really understand what military rule means. They don't understand what it means to have uniform officers ruling your country, like taking over Aso Rock, and what it is to live under military rule. Because maybe they're really young, maybe they've never lived the experience, and unfortunately, history is scrapped in our school curriculum, so they don't really know what the history of Nigeria is. When you think about it, right, I have very little recollection, and most of the recollection I have is from my parents and what they told me. But I do remember 1994. I remember that I was really young, but I just remember the feeling of fear and the fear of the riots that used to happen. And I remember when we would drive in cars and you would have to put a branch on your car so people would know that you're neutral and that you're not part of those who are causing problem. Nigeria has been under military rule before. Let me break it down for you a little bit. Nigeria is not a stranger to military rule. We've had multiple coups since our independence in 1965 to be exact. And even if you don't know anything about any of the other military rules, at least you heard about General Sani Abacha's regime. Everybody knows we're still gathering the loot that he looted. How many years? 30-something plus years later. So nobody should be excited about this military rule. It did not favor the citizens. It did not favor the people. It was not good for us. It did nothing for us. Nigeria and other African countries who have been under the military rule has been a disaster. At the moment, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, they're experiencing a military rule and it is unstable. Secondly, agriculture actually used to be the bedrock of the Nigerian economy. I know most of us didn't know that because as long as most of us have been alive, all we've known is that Nigeria exports oil. When oil was discovered, that's when there was a transition to oil being a sole major exportation because though it was under military rule. And the military leaders then, a lot of things were changed because of them. You will also know that under military rule, you think all this tweeting and chatting and social media that we're doing, you can do for where? If you've ever been to a military school or you know anybody that's been to a military school, you will understand that it is madness. The country will be like Squid Games. Red lights, green lights, stop where you are. Army, checkpoints everywhere. If they want to stop you, if they want to beat you, if they want to do anything, they can't do it. Why? Because it is military rule. It's really important that we understand the power of a democracy and what a democracy means. I understand the reason why people are not happy with our democracy and why they think that we should be under military rule because it feels like we are not seeing the benefits of democracy. But guys, trust me when I say we have it good. There are some people and I want to share some of the thoughts that people are tweeting online so that you can understand how important it is that we do not wish this military rule under any circumstances. Someone online said this: whatever happens, the military is a bad idea. Even when we had well-trained British intelligence officers, British rulers who were more knowledgeable and competent than the crop of officers today, it was a bad idea. You don't want these guys near power. I fully agree. Someone else said this online. I say this as someone who grew up under 2 Nigerian military regimes. If I personally catch you talking about coup or fantasizing about Nigeria having a coup, I will beat you until your ancestors intervene. And this person that said this is Sugar Belly. And the reason why she's being so serious about this is because it is so serious. There's nothing to fantasize about this. This rumor is not something to fantasize about. It's not something to romanticize. We have the privilege of democracy, which allows us to have free will, which allows us to have freedom of thought. Do not wish for anything other than that. Number 2, military rule means that there will be death, there will be violence, there will be war. People don't just take power freely. Power is taken because there's violence. Now, is this rumor, after all this I've said, let's find out if this rumor is actually true. What did the Nigerian army say in response to this alleged rumor? You got to click on the next video to find out.